It's time for Measure Twice.
Welcome to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential. And you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. It's a new day. The weather's finally maybe changing here. So, didn't we talk last week about the giant skeletons?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
See something?
Did you finally see them?
I saw one, and it was everything you described it as. Well, yes, I only saw one, and it was enormous. It was a full skeleton.
Yeah.
It had to be 15 feet high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're big.
And it was big. It was big. And then now, because we talked about it, I'm noticing, I don't think I ever really, paid attention, but there's a lot of, super gruesome stuff in people's yards.
They were talking about that on the news last night.
I don't understand. Were they really?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That they're so realistic, people are calling the police because they think that there's a body laying. Somebody put
Yes.
One person had a smoke machine, and they put sheets on all their windows and a red candle. It looked like the house was on fire, so the neighbors called the fire department.
Oh, my goodness.
It was pretty cool when you see it but it's like...
It's like
wow.
What do they call
Why would you... How does your house being on fire have anything to do with
Halloween?
Well, it's horrible.
Horror, but it looks so realistic. Every window was orangish red like fire.
Oh, my goodness.
Smoke machine.
It's like special effects, like movie special effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think, especially if it was realistic enough that somebody...
Well, somebody stuffed a body by the garage and put red handprints on and the neighbors thought somebody was murdered and called the police.
I mean, I could see that, because now at the point...
That's a Halloween decoration.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. First of all, I don't want to move my decorations to get it out of my garage.
Imagine,
but anyway.
Every year Chris opens the box and goes, ah! Oh, it's not a body. It's just my decorations.
But yeah, I mean, so those are extreme Halloween decorations.
Yeah, extreme anything is, to me, it's a little bit of an issue. I was watching a show about this company that does collectibles. So they're one of the biggest collectible exchanges in the world, right? So they get Michael Jordan jerseys, for example, and Pokemon cards that are worth stuff. You know what I'm saying? And one of the guys on there bought a crystal sequined panther.
Huh? Okay.
But it's life size.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the size of me. And I'm thinking that is super extreme. What?
Why?
What house does that fit in? Where does because didn't you pick up just now, Joel, that he was Chris didn't think it was bad.
No, I just don't know what you would do with it. What's the purpose of it?
But I think in your mind you thought it was something that was about a foot long.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that,
like a piece you put on as an accessory, a bookshelf, right? No,
even then I wouldn't want it, but
we talk about that all the time. You don't have to like it, but somebody likes it. But this is life size.
Yeah.
So, it was $20,000 or more, maybe.
No, more power to them.
But the extreme stuff is kind of I don't know, man. Having legs stick out of your.
Yeah, it's all.
That's what I got by my house. You drive by and it's it looks like a legs pantyhose, but with not as good as Hollywood special effects. They're clearly fake. But it's
just get a wig and stick it out of your trunk.
Well, that was what I was going to say. There was a guy who was pulled over and he had a body sticking out of his trunk.
It's a Halloween decoration?
Yeah. And it was you know,
That's not funny.
So he got pulled over, and he was like, "You're harassing me," and the cop's like, "Dude." You know, like everybody I see with a body hanging out of their trunk, I'm pulling over today. You know, like, real or not, I'm pulling them all over. They're all getting a talk. You know, like this is a thing. But that led me to, you know, down a certain road of extremes. You know, like extreme decorating, extreme renovation. It's not all like crazy. Some of it's extreme. Some things that you're going to do at your place is extreme because you have an extreme problem. You know, you have a tree falls on your house, right? That's an extreme situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, those things happen. And then there's the extremes that people choose to do.
Yeah.
You know,
those are big commitments.
there's a big commitment. You need an extra budget. What would you say the percentage premium on an extreme build or exotic build adds to a project? 50%? I mean, I guess it depends, but you could...
Yeah, you could probably say somewhere in that area, and then who knows?
It's not less.
No.
I mean, if you can use the word extreme, it's not... You're not a bargain hunter. You know, you're not. But we've talked about that before with the, you know, having a glass pool on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that type of thing. It got me thinking, though, when you're doing like extreme Halloween decorations, you've got to budget it. You that's something that you're planning. That might take months to plan.
It might take years.
Yeah, right.
To collect it all.
You start. What's the gateway Halloween thing? I started with just a head rolling down the driveway.
Yeah.
You know, now I have
Yeah.
a 15-foot skeleton and a witch's.
Well, the amount of time that it takes, like
Yep.
people putting like fake spider web up, and
The
it just takes so much time, and I just still
the two-story skeleton.
I'm not a big Halloween guy myself, so I just don't get it.
Right. I understand if it's something that, you know, people get into things and then they're into it. Now they're the Halloween guy.
Yeah, I don't want to
know.
be that guy.
No, like I'd rather be the smoked meat guy.
Yeah.
If I had to pick. I mean, not, but like there's stuff. But like anything else, people get into it. But have you done any, like, what's the most extreme thing you've designed, Chris, that you can think of?
Extreme in a good way or extreme in a bad way?
If you got some,
I really don't have any bad ways.
if you got any dirty laundry, we'd love to hear it.
No.
Yeah.
It's all about
Tell some
ratings at
stories.
that point.
Tell some stories.
No, I don't have any bad extreme. I have good extremes where I wouldn't even call them extremes. It's just giving the client what they're absolutely asking for.
I know he's trouble because if he says it out loud, everybody will know. The people will know who they are.
No, I'm just saying. Why would I wouldn't classify it extreme? I would just classify it as extremely custom.
Extremely custom, right?
Very custom.
So you've never
Fly fishing rooms, gun rooms,
stuff like that, and I guess that's extreme because it's ultra purpose,
It's ultra purpose, and it's not in everybody's house.
right?
It's not common.
And I'm thinking more along the lines of like, I don't have a staircase in my house. I have a chute that we slide down. You know, like that would be.
I know somebody that had that.
See, I knew I would say something, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got that." You know, somebody that has a slide instead of a.
Was that your design?
No,
But you walked in the house, and it was like, "What's this?"
I didn't go in the house, but my kids were telling me about it.
Oh, wow!
Friends of theirs.
I mean, that's kind of fun. I mean, my kids were. My son had a bunk bed that had a slide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not
Indoor pools can be considered an extreme makeover. I mean, because it's not common.
right, and
It's
it
also a pretty big commitment.
Yep.
What's that commitment? What's going on when you put one of those in?
Because you're dealing with
Moisture
standing water in a house.
and warming water.
Warm
in your
standing
house.
water. Oh,
So
man.
you're dealing with all the moisture and having to keep things dry, keep things at a reasonable temperature.
If you're doing an indoor pool, your first concern is the moisture in the air. Then, right? Like,
For sure.
like that's
How to properly ventilate it.
does that mean those windows are always open? Like
No, you
they're
have
always.
some sort of air exchange
Oh,
unit.
You'd have to have a mechanical situation
you'd have
going
to
on.
have something that's keeping air circulating, and
Would that permeate into the house eventually?
It can if you don't ventilate it properly.
So those rooms have to be sealed off or something, or like they can't be open, right? I mean, you can't.
It's a completely separate.
typically
Space.
it's completely.
That's what I mean. It has to be kind of like, like autonomous is the word I was looking for. Its own. It has its own air handling. That would be its own heat too,
yeah,
probably.
probably at least zoned
In
specifically.
the indoor pool in the where we live is probably not terrible. You'd get a lot more use out of your pool, I would say.
Oh, absolutely, year round.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in Florida, not so much. But
Right.
when we come back, let's talk a little bit more about extreme planning. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Customer Modeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential. And you're listening to us kindly on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops. With the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors. And if you're if you're in Goshen, there's one there too. I don't know the name of the road that it's on. Do you?
Oh crap!
It's a pretty prominent road, and I can't think of the name of the road. But you can Google them and find them. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Floors. I said that like Cher. Did you hear that? Floors.
Michigan. I also kind of slurred Michigan.
I did. I slurred.
You slurred it.
All that cough.
What's in your coffee?
Yeah,
It's a toddy. It's not a toddy. Hoosier Hardwood Floors. Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. And they're also, that's Goshen, right? We're there on 33.
yep.
What were you going to say, Chris? You looked at me like you had wisdom.
I don't.
Well, Joel and I know that's not true.
Yeah,
My wisdom.
You're full of wisdom. That's what we're calling it these days.
Full of
Yep.
wisdom.
So full of wisdom, your eyes are brown.
Yes.
Hi-yo! That's how you tell that joke and not get in trouble.
Yes, right.
yeah.
They're like, Mommy, Daddy, what is he talking about?
Oh,
Where were we? Oh, yeah.
wisdom. Age gives you wisdom.
It does.
It does.
You can't, what do you pay for experience with age?
Yeah.
That's what the cost. Well, it's true. But experience has taught you a lot of stuff, right, Joel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The OJT, on the job training, is kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah.
It's Olaf
What's that?
on life training.
On life?
Yeah.
He's got both. Got a
Yeah.
PhD in one of them. That's pretty funny.
Pretty hot designer. PhD.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the things Chris comes up with.
Now we know. More wisdom.
More wisdom. He's also fat, pretty hot and tempting.
Yep.
My goodness. I knew it was so. He had the mischievous.
Look at my eyes.
He has
Yeah,
the
the
mischief.
look, yeah.
Don't play poker, Chris.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for you. I knew something was going on there. Okay, so we were talking about kind of extreme stuff last segment, but
That was pretty extreme.
that was pretty extreme.
That's
It's also a big stretch.
Mission accomplished. All right, we digress.
I just love throwing you curveballs.
Oh, I know. Yeah, well, and sliders, and
yeah. See how he works his way back.
I'm just trying. Sometimes you just got to just yank the sheet and just
Yeah.
go right back. But we were talking about extreme stuff. But I think it lends itself to your plan. Like, originally I was thinking, hey, if you're doing something extreme, was it? Let me rewind here. When a project becomes extreme, right? It started from a seed that wasn't extreme. However, I bet, it just starts with a project and then all of a sudden it gets more and more elaborate or more and more
It starts with a want.
A want, and then it grows into something that is different.
I mean that's exactly how it typically works.
It usually gives birth to more wants.
So more want.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, I can, another. Wouldn't call it extreme, but wine rooms,
Wine rooms. Yeah.
because those can be pretty elaborate.
Yeah.
Well, I know somebody that liked wine so much that he had to go into the wine business. You know, because he was. You go downstairs and it was like there's more wine than 8 people could drink in a lifetime. You know,
But that's a request that the homeowner has. I want a wine cellar in my house. So then from there the design starts coming into play.
right? And then
Formulating the plan, formulating the design.
and you can get from there. I mean, if we're just needling a wine cellar for a second, that's pretty specific, right? I mean, you can't just dig a hole and throw wine in it. I mean, that's not the way it works because there's certain parameters that have to exist, right?
Well, and one of the biggest ones is what are your
much you're
storage
gonna have,
needs? Yeah, what are your storage needs? How many bottles do you plan on?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a case of wine, you can handle that with a refrigerator
Correct.
type, whatever
Right.
they're called.
But these are hundreds of bottles of wine, thousands of bottles of wine.
Yeah.
And that's pretty nuts. And if you were to build a wine cellar, Joel, I think the cabinetry or I don't know what to call it, so I'm calling it cabinetry, but what you put the wine on.
Your rack.
The racking
Racks.
systems.
But they're racks, I guess. They're pretty elaborate though because they have to be angled and
Well, it just depends on. Like, there's some that are kind of a bulk racking system, and then yes, you have your individual bottle racking.
and
I mean, if you're going to have thousands of bottles, you're not necessarily aren't all necessarily racked individually.
right. When I went on vacation this year to Canada, I was in the room of Canada's biggest wine collection, privately held wine collection. And it was like 15-foot ceilings, and they were 6 bottles deep.
Mm-hmm.
So they went deep.
Yeah.
So you only saw the first bottles, but then
Yeah.
behind those bottles, there were other bottles. And they had this tool that went back and got the bottle and brought it forward.
So do they have some sort of system to track where everything is?
Absolutely. It was like a library. They had handmade or pounded out brass or copper labeling, and so it was like a library, and it was by the manufacturer, then by the year, and the guy was like, "That's one. You either go by year or manufacturer," and he's like, "Our owner goes by who made it,
The label.
the label." And there was all kinds of crazy stuff. But when I looked at that, the first thing I thought of is a cabinet maker had to make these.
Yeah, typically.
Because there was that.
You don't buy systems like that.
I was going to say it has to be custom because
It has to fit the space.
I'm sure there are non-custom versions of,
But they're
wine.
not that elaborate like that.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're going to do something like that, you probably should,
Because any of the ones that we've done have, they're not hidden. The wine rooms are not hidden. They're all glass fronts, so that they're part of the room itself.
So are they above ground?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
So they're also manufacturing the atmosphere that's necessary.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're putting in your refrigerating systems and all of that. But yeah, these are not hidden rooms. These are exposed rooms. They want a tasting area.
Right. Right. This was a cellar. You went down 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah, these are typically the ones we've done have all been in lower levels, but they're all glass fronts, so you can see into it. So that takes it to another level.
So it's part of the decoration. What were you going to say, Joel?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
So your racking systems are LED lighting inside the racking system.
This place did not have LED light. It was
the
most wine cellar-y thing you've ever
with
seen.
The cobwebs and
it was
blowing the dust off the bottles.
And that's what they were like. They were like, this is, I mean, it was, this thing was 100 years old, like very old. But yeah, that's different. So if you're going to do that, Joel, if you're going to have a glass room, where do you get that glass?
My glass guy.
Like, it has to be ordered. I guess what I'm saying is like,
that's all custom too.
So there's
all custom.
There's no such thing as like glass wall, like a company that just makes glass walls and they're mass produced.
But a glass company orders it,
and that's sealed somehow. I guess. Would there be like tracks that you run the glass in, or does the glass just butt up against itself and you seal it? Like
it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, because we've done it where we've had the styles where the glass slides in,
and then you've had also others that just look like it's just But you'd have to seal that, right? I mean, you can't just have them together.
There's like the bulbs and stuff. It'd be the same as doing like a steam shower.
Is that tongue and groove glass type thing where the glass fits into each other?
No.
It's just like some sort of, because it has to be airtight, right? If you're going to have refrigeration or whatever.
Pretty nearly.
Wow.
You want it pretty. The thing with a wine room is you're not keeping it at the same temperature as your refrigerator. It's slightly cooler and a little bit of humidity added.
Right. It's like 60 or something. I don't know, whatever.
55 degrees, I think, maybe.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, let's go into the planning phase of Extreme, like I promised for this segment. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. It's funny, we're kind of talking about like extreme stuff, and our two sponsors, you can get pretty exotic if you want in those two stores too, can you?
Yes, you can.
I'm assuming with like countertops. I mean, what's an extreme countertop? What would that be? That would be like, we get like quartz is kind of what everybody uses, right? I mean, what's extreme?
Not everybody, but
what's like an extreme material for a countertop? Like marble would be. I mean,
no, that's not extreme.
It's hard to say much would be extreme.
Yeah,
I would think like a copper countertop,
stainless steel. Seen those.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, where stainless steel is like high function, but it's a certain look, right? If you have stainless steel countertops, so you kind of made a decision.
There again, it's a commitment.
Yeah, you've made a decision.
Yeah.
You're steampunk, is what you've made. You are. That's what you're going to have. I'm not even sure steampunk's a thing anymore. That would kind of. Yeah, that's.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. But cabinets, extreme cabinets. Chris is like, to me, extreme is like when you have all that. If you were to have like every innovation in your kitchen, like every single one, that would be like an extreme. Like, but I'm not using it as like a dirty word. It's more like kind of extravagant. But
yeah, there's that. I mean, Chris was showing me the other day, like the new there's a system that will go in your solid surface countertop that you just set your phone on it. It charges your phone.
Yeah, you knew that was coming. That was coming. The second you could do it in your car, it would eventually.
But this is under your countertop.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, that sounds like, and it's, I'm just saying it. I get it.
I don't think you can use it with Formica.
Not a Formica. Is it?
That'd be extreme.
Yeah, I don't know how it wouldn't be able to
Go through the plastic.
It's got to be a cutout of some sort.
It is.
Yeah.
And the countertop companies or fabricators have to be certified by this company in order to do it.
I would imagine. Right, I would imagine.
Because it's a very specialty, but it's really cool. I mean, it lights up so you can see where it is, or you can turn the light off, or you can change the color of the light.
Does it draw your eye on the countertop?
Well, yeah, you've got a light, a box that's lit underneath.
Even if it's off, though. Like if
no,
it's off,
when it's off, you can't see it.
You can't see it. Okay, so it kind of blends in unless.
Well, you don't see it at all.
You don't see anything. You don't even know what's
see
there.
it when the phone's sitting on it.
Oh, I was picturing that it was like a landing pad.
No.
It's all underneath. It's hidden. You don't see any of it. It's the countertop. You can set your phone there on the countertop.
And it doesn't have to, so it's like a rectangle, but you can set your phone sideways as long as it's part of it's in that framework. It'll charge your phone.
That's nuts.
It is. The thing is like, and I love technology, but in 3 years there's going to be something better.
I mean, that's the way.
How do you get it better, though?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure they'll figure it out.
I think he's right. But what does that mean? You don't get it?
I know.
You get it, and then 3 years from now, you're like, well, you can charge your phone there, but now we use our mind to do it. So or whatever's next. But you still get it.
Yeah, sure. It's. It's.
Is it
awesome.
Is it granite?
Well, this was under granite.
Yeah. Pretty much any quartz would do it.
Yeah.
Any
solid surface, I think.
Any stone would work.
What's the planning that goes into that? What do you think it needs to?
You have to have a power source.
Yeah.
Is that about it?
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to run electric.
You could just run electric and put it wherever you want.
Well, you want it. You probably want it to land in a place like the actual unit that does the charging underneath, because it's in the stone, but I would assume that you want it where you can access it.
Oh yeah, you have to.
So you need to plan out.
It plugs in.
Right. So you need to plan it to where you can access it.
Right.
So it'd have to land probably in a cabinet cavity.
Yeah,
not like in between two cabinets. It could, but you don't want that necessarily.
The ones I saw, the one that it's in a builder's showroom, their office, they put it in to show their clients. So yes, it's behind a panel. So you just open. It's like a door. You just behind a door, but it plugs in. So it's not like it's direct wired.
But you could probably do that too.
Probably.
I mean, if you could plug it in, you probably
don't know that I would want to, because what happens if it happens? But something fails. It's easier just to. It's like a box.
Huh? And it's just under the stone, and
the components under the stone, but the box sits on the bottom of the cabinet and it plugs in.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Not near the sink, probably.
You could put that anywhere. You could put it in your laundry room if you have a drop zone, in a kitchen, bathroom.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you have a wall unit? You can just put your phone in and let it charge.
Yeah, I mean, it can go anywhere as long as all you need is a power source.
There's a
space for it.
And yep.
There's a Bluetooth. There's amplification for your Bluetooth where you can just put your phone in your bedroom and walk around your house with the stupid ear plug in if you'd like. I saw that. You don't need to have your phone with you. I mean, everybody wants their phone with them, but so there was technology that nobody uses. But how am I gonna, doom scroll on my phone?
I was just thinking about the earpiece. I can't stand those. So
no, I understand there's a place for them, especially in your line of work, Joel, because you can have that in. And I know your brother, he reads 100 books a year because he's in one ear.
Listens to 100 books
well,
a year.
I think that counts.
Yeah, that's okay.
If I had one, and they'll think it's a hearing aid. So
I just can't. I can't keep them in for more than 5 minutes. They make my ear hurt.
Yeah, and you like reading.
Yeah, I like.
He likes the read. The hold the book, the read. but
I know he likes Architectural Digest.
a lot.
Yeah, that's a great read.
We haven't beat them up in a long time.
No, I haven't even seen one in.
I haven't
long time,
either.
and I don't.
I haven't either.
No, and I just saw an award. Somebody in our region won an Architectural Digest award, and I can't think of who
I
it
know.
was.
At this point, it's like, what's the use? It's like winning the Nobel Peace Prize
I
or
know.
the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah,
It's all just
it's figure
worthless.
skating at that point.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with figure skating. They're very athletic, super athletes. And I'm not being sarcastic, but I got to be careful. But that technology, that type of thing, is not even. It doesn't even seem extreme to me anymore. It just seems like, oh, we got there.
Yeah.
You know, like we've.
It's like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like
what
artistic.
took so long?
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on. Like artistic televisions, the ones that look
Art
like
TVs?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like was it to me when we first started talking about that? I was like, that is extreme. Like, come on.
And now it's just like
Now it's every day.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so passe.
yeah.
so boring.
For
pedestrian.
I was looking at pedestrian's one of my favorite terms. 'Cause if you just want to if you want to belittle somebody, just use
so
the term
pedestrian.
pedestrian. It's just so. It's very just. It's just normal. R is the most drab of all letters, and there's one in normal.
There are people out there like that. Trust me.
I know. That's the thing. Reality created that joke.
Oh
That's
my
the
gosh!
thing.
I had years ago. I was working and working with a client. I can't remember what we were talking about. But got on the subject of minivans, and she said, "Oh, they're so pedestrian."
Oh man.
And you're like, technically they're the opposite of pedestrian.
Then years later, I got one. I said, "Man, this is great! I can put all kinds of stuff in here."
In my household, we had a moratorium on minivans, even though they would have been the ideal car for us. Because
Well, you're a hockey family. You needed it.
yeah, we would go to car dealerships with our hockey stuff and pile it all in and be like, "Nope, this isn't going to work." And then the poor salesperson would just be like, "This minivan over here," my wife would be like, "No, I haven't given up yet."
I was like that
Yes, it's a thing.
until I had one.
And then
Then I was like,
realize-
"Holy cow! Look what I've been missing."
We drove to Florida in a minivan, and she was like, "We probably should have had a minivan."
Yeah.
That's
Things would have been a lot easier if they had a minivan. I'm like, well,
Still have one. Use it every day.
yeah, they're excellent
It'll
vehicles.
work.
Excellent, and they have minivans now with vacuum cleaners in them.
Oh, finally.
Like,
They're hard to
remember-
clean out.
They are, and you got to figure. Usually, what people are putting in there need a lot of vacuuming. I'm just saying, but they're
kids.
like kids. That's exactly the Cheerio droppers is what I'm talking about.
Probably plants.
When we come back, we're going to innovate a little bit more. This is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. And we're brought to you by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors. Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. We were talking about some extravagance or extremes, and we got kind of on the rabbit hole of the countertop with the phone charger in it. It's very cool. But Hoosier Hardwood Floors has kind of same stuff, but it's with wood, But I don't think wood is that extreme. I mean, there's no. I mean, you could get, I guess, an exotic
There's
wood.
exotic woods.
But do they make sense for a floor, Joel, to get an exotic wood? Even if you're beyond wealthy, you might be making a decision to always have your floor fixed, right? Or do they get softer, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, most of those exotic woods are harder.
Oh, really?
A lot of them that people want to use. I mean, have you run into anything that would be?
In exotic woods?
Yeah.
That would, yeah, we've used
That would be softer though. That would,
No.
What would be an exotic flooring wood? I guess maybe I'm thinking. What would be one?
you have like some of your different Brazilian stuff.
Remember when Brazilian cherry was big?
Yeah, that was
Really dark red floor, Brazilian cherry. I want to. Is it acacia?
Acacia.
That's a really cool.
Is that hard? Also hardwood.
Yeah.
Hard? And
And when I think of extreme floors, there's different type. I mean, where they've used reclaimed material for the floor from old buildings versus new, cutting down a tree.
so that's got to come out, be salvaged, be finished,
Yep.
then installed. So there's lots of process.
But the ones that we did were it was a parquet, but it was the Versailles pattern.
I love that. This is I don't know 10 years ago when you brought it up, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those are a 24 by 24
How did they salvage that?
out of old buildings.
That
Barns,
stuff
old buildings.
Oftentimes, that stuff was glued down.
No, they're taking the lumber from the building.
Yeah, just using the
and then
lumber.
they're putting it in
Yeah.
the Versailles pattern.
Yeah, they're making
okay,
the
I was gonna
flooring.
say, how are they saving a parquet?
No.
Circuited for a second. He's like,
Yeah.
tell me
No.
what magic got
They
the
take
glue to
the structural material from the
Right, yeah,
building
yeah.
and then plane it down into
Yeah.
a floor,
And then make the.
and then they make the Versailles pattern because the Versailles pattern it's a gorgeous floor, absolutely gorgeous.
It's pretty nuts. It's
Yeah.
great.
But there's no mitering because they didn't have the technology to miter when they built Versailles. So everything's done in squares.
yeah,
If you-
it is beautiful.
It's-
That's where
That's extreme.
I think of extreme, like custom inlays and patterns and
Yeah.
floors,
Yep.
things like that. Using
right.
darker and lighter woods to get your contrasts, and I've seen some pretty amazing things in floors.
And I know Hoosier does that. That's
Yeah,
something that I would trust them with 100%.
yeah.
Yeah, Hoosier hardwood floors are the ones that you probably want to get a hold of if you had something that. And what I'm hearing you say, Joel, is I went right to like the material, and you're saying, well, no, it's in the
The layout,
The layout.
patterns, and
yeah. Versailles. You should, if you're listening, when you pull over right now, or wait, no, and you need to Google it because it's pretty amazing.
It is.
And I honestly don't think you have to be in a castle to have that.
Oh no!
Wow.
I've done it in a house here.
Yeah.
a couple times
Because it's not.
in a library.
It's just neat, you know.
office, home office. There's something to separate the floor, the design. So
With that installation, is that expensive because of waste and time, labor? It's all labor.
it's labor.
well, they're pre-done. So it's you lay out. I had to lay out the pattern. I had to scale of the room and then draw the pattern in so that to give the company a layout. So it was kind of pre-planned, and then they glue it down. And they're 24 by 24 inch pieces,
So they do glue.
and they lock together and they glue them down.
That's a floor that's glued.
Well, that's why I was like, holy cow. I mean, like, if somebody's saving something like that, the
can't-
amount of time it would take to actually try to save something like that.
There's no way. But so in other words, it's not like you're putting each individual piece down. It's already
So they're like tiles.
squares
like a
almost.
squares are already pre-built,
Right.
and you're just gluing them down on site.
But that still
A lot of work.
is a lot of work.
When somebody made
Yes.
the square. But inlays are another thing that are also very labor intensive, right? Like if you're gonna, I'm thinking of
A lot of inlays it depends on how custom it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of inlays are pre-made. Now you have to accommodate for that in your floor.
well, that's what I was gonna say. The flooring still goes through the inlay, right? I mean,
You just have to figure out how it's going around a room.
and I'm thinking specifically, there's a church back where I grew up in Philly who has, inlaid like crosses and stuff inlaid in the floor, and they're delicate. Like they're not like giant. It's not like a giant cross. It's like very tasteful little crosses in little places that signify something for the church, and I'm thinking these floor slats go through them, like so when they laid that they had to lay the floor around it, It looked to me, I don't know how it's done, but it seems pretty intense. Did they just miter through that and then put the floor down and then miter it and then lay the inlay in?
I think you could do it both ways, I would assume, but a lot of times it's cut in after. I mean, medallions is something that you don't see very often anymore, but those were big for a little while.
Medallions, like metal medallions?
Wood
They do
inlay.
wood medallion, and that would be in like a center of a floor. Or,
And stone, too.
yeah.
You see a lot of that at colleges. Like Georgetown has when you walk in, there's
Yeah.
it's laid in the floor. I bet right over at Notre Dame, they're probably somewhere there too, I would think.
I would assume
a little bit of everything there. At that, that's, to me, that is something that it really, don't knock it till you try it type thing. It sounds like extravagant, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I've done it with leather inlays
Oh, that'd be
inset
cool.
on the floor.
Yeah.
really.
Mm-hmm. Leather. Mm-hmm.
How do they wrap the leather around another piece of wood?
No, I think it's just glued down. It was the Versailles pattern, but instead of the square wood, we did leather.
And I think how do you spring that on somebody? Do you say, hey, this might be cool, or do usually people know?
No, he just does it, and then they love it.
Yeah.
No, it's just a suggestion, or I think maybe they had, and maybe in the showroom they showed a sample of it with leather, and then I said, "Hey, this would be great in your office/library," and so they loved the idea of it, and we went up to the leather company and picked out the leather, and yeah,
Because some rooms kind of call for something a little bit special.
this was of his library and a little bit more to the masculine side, and it worked out beautifully.
Right.
And then we faux leathered the ceiling
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
in the coffers of the ceiling.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was hard finding Michelangelo to lay down and
Yeah.
do that.
You did it.
Yeah, that's a lot of labor. And we know painting, if you're doing something in your house and you're trying to wonder, what are some of the most expensive things I can do in my house? Professional painting.
Like architectural painting.
Architectural painting, that's one of them. It's I'm not saying it's not worth it, but
It's definitely worth it.
you definitely have to prepare your budget.
Accordingly.
But that's okay. It was worth it. Thanks for listening. This has been Measure Twice.
Podcasts by Federated Media.